So Cypher is actually one of those expensive agents to play, and his economy could be tricky throughout the game. But thankfully, Steel shows us a simple setup that you can use with one tripwire and one cyber cage, and you can get incredible value out of it.
Gotta be feeling good about that, and now they know that they're coming. See, Steel hears them. He's got that little trap there. What an angle! Again, you can tell how comfortable he is on these.
Alright, so the exact spot for that cyber cage is somewhere over here. You're just going 45 degrees from this belt over here, like this, and you're just putting it somewhere in this area. It's going to give you the same effect. And the tripwire is off of this thing over here, and you're just going to let this go, and then that's the wire. So this is the wire that the Brimstone pretty much shift walked into. And the great thing about the smoke is that when the Brimstone's walking over here, it looks like a smoke that covers it all. However, as you walk, the angle kind of opens up, and meanwhile Steel was over here and he's just waiting for the Brimstone to walk into it. Now the tricky part with this setup is knowing when to activate the cyber cage. So in Steel's situation, he activated the cyber cage because he heard footsteps on long C. However, if you don't want to rely on footsteps, you can actually use your camera spot to know when you want to activate the cage. So generally speaking, it's very simple. I just put my camera in this spot. It gives me eyes into garage, and it lets me know when the enemies entered the point. When I see that people have walked onto the point, I activate this cage right away. So that way I can just wait for them to walk into my off angle and into the tripwire. And I also think this is great for a pistol round. You can buy a ghost, a cyber cage, and a tripwire. You can put yourself in this corner over here. And generally speaking, people who are rushing long C will never expect this play, and you should be able to get some easy kills off of it as well. Alright, so the next play is going to feature Sentinels Dapr, and he's going to do a great job of defending B site on split. B site on split is actually really difficult to defend if your teammate in B heaven gets picked off, because now you're facing a rush from here and a rush from heaven. There's not a lot of safe spots for you to run around in as a Cypher, and that's exactly what happens to Dapr in this situation. But he does a great job of working his way out of it, and he actually wins his team the round.
And if they do, that's going to take so much time off of their execute. Thankfully, Sentinels is not taking too much. Nice shot from Baby Bay. Ooh. Sam is now going to start rotating the no. It's not A. They know it's coming here. Dapr through the cage. And now 2 up. With the Seeker, he should be able to fall. Yes, he does. Dapr has to go big, and he does. Rock is gone. Spike down. Seeker doesn't matter.
But first I'll go through the setup, and then I'll tell you the thought process that was maybe going through his head during that play. We had a cage over here. Simple tripwire over here. The camera spot was over here. Put it on this pillar. Like this was the camera spot. Cage over here. This is a tripwire that I actually didn't know. This is actually a pretty 5-head tripwire, guys. There's only one spot that this wire is possible from, and it's right over here. You have to crouch and you have to put it over here. So this play actually starts on the worst case scenario possible, because as I said before, the guy on B heaven actually gets picked off. Sinatra, who's playing Raze, gets opt down by the Jet over here, and that's when FaZe starts their execute. As with that kill, FaZe will start their execute, and what you're gonna see at that point is Raze is gonna push long, and these two are gonna want to push heaven. But as soon as that Jet gets the kill on Sinatra, what you're going to see Dapr do is activate this cage right over here. So what essentially this does is it sort of delays this push on heaven for about 5 to 6 seconds, because the two people over here, they don't want to push this cage because they don't know what's on the other side. So they're not going to push this cage. So what essentially happens is that this Raze is doing a solo push on long at that point. So Dapr activates this cage, and Raze is coming down long with her missile launcher. So he plays around this pillar. He knows that the Raze is going to go around over here and try to get a rocket launcher kill on him. So he also activates this cage, and he's waiting for the Raze to walk into the tripwire. He gets the kill on her. He turns to heaven right away because he knows that cage over here is delaying the push. At this point, he's watching heaven. He's waiting for the two people on heaven to push. So he clears this corner. His smoke goes down. He goes back around over here, and he watches for more people coming down long, and he catches this guy coming down long. So at this point, he's picked off both the people coming down long, and there's only 2 people alive in heaven, and they're able to clean it up pretty easy, and the only player alive is the Jet. So this is essentially how you want to play this. If people are rushing down long, you want to just go around this pillar, activate this cage, wait for them to walk into this wire. If your teammate in heaven gets picked off, you're essentially activating this cage to buy yourself time so your teammates can rotate and you can prevent a heaven push. Because if this cage is not here and the enemy decides to simply push through, at that point you're pretty much toast as a Cypher, because you're being pinched, right? Because there's people coming down long and there's people coming heaven. There's pretty much nothing you can do. So that's why that cage is really important, because it delays the push. In the next play, you're going to see 100 Thieves Steel take showers control on Bind by himself, and he's pretty much going to win his team the round.
It's a little bit of a Cypher v Cypher duel. Cage v cage, camera v camera. Steel manages to back up.
What is that?
Cage triggered.
Let's find out.
Deploying drone.
30 seconds left.
Doesn't allow the dark angle to be played. Tetra's still safe, but a Proto, now that the cage is subside, feels comfortable to hold the angle. Sprays. Not gonna be good! Steel with 2! Oh my goodness! Down a Thief who finally makes his way out of TP, but there's no time. He's gotta find him! He pitches him in!
So essentially what you do is you have to just clear this corner real quick, and you're gonna line up with this corner. You're gonna put your crosshair in this corner over here, and then you're just gonna move up, jump, and then let this cage go. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna land right over here, right in the middle. It's gonna take both peaks away. This cubby peak away, and it takes this green box peak away. And at the same time, it also takes the heaven peak away. You've essentially eliminated 3 spots that you don't have to clear. You don't have to worry about an opper. And then you saw Steel come right over here, and he used this camera spot onto this green box. And I think the main purpose of this camera spot was to simply clear a bench over here and maybe see if anyone was lingering in this short A area, this cubby area. Clearing this bench is critical because it helps people pushing short A, and it also helps Steel himself when he's pushing showers to make sure that no one is over here lingering around. Instead of putting it on this box, you have to get a little bit closer, and you can put it right over here. This is a good camera spot because it actually lets you see into heaven, lets you see behind this green box, still lets you see bench, still lets you see cubby, and you can actually clear the whole area for your team by yourself. And remember guys, you don't have to get a double kill like Steel did over here to get value out of this setup. With this camera spot, you can pretty much clear bench area, you can clear behind green box, heaven, and then while this smoke is up, just push up a little while keeping your crosshair here and jiggle peek this U-Haul cubby over here. If you can clear all these critical areas from showers, that's more than enough intel for your team to push in at short A, and then while they're pushing in, you can try to get some picks over at green box and heaven.
Dapr refrags him out, and now it's down to the 4v3, but a beautiful nerdy camera backside. Dapr's gonna tag one through, spray him all down.
So really quickly, I just want to show you guys the camera spot that you saw from Dapr over there. So essentially what you're doing is you're coming to this third wooden thing in the roof. So see there's 1, 2, 3, like right over here. And you have to look at this bunch of leaves over here. If you have it in the wrong spot, the leaf will actually be in your way. So this is essentially right here what you saw. This is the camera spot you saw. The leaf is in the way, and you can see the green box over here. You can get people while they're planting. This is the spot that you saw him use in that play, and it should work out pretty well. Usually I like to put the wires over here. I like to put the wires over here. I like to plant heaven over here. Generally what's going to happen is a brimstone or omen is going to smoke heaven, but essentially what you want to do if they do that is you want to slide under the smoke, and you want to camp your tripwires over here. And if you hear the enemy planting the spike, enter your cage, tag them, see if you can get another pick. Maybe it'll delay the plant and help your team push in. That's essentially how you want to play Haven on A site. If you guys like this pro Cypher analysis, I highly recommend you check out all these other videos. I use all these setups and more live on my Twitch at SpicyCurry0. Make sure you give that a follow. I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays between 11 and 4 Eastern Standard Time. But anyways boys, thanks for watching, and as always, stay spicy.